Alright, y'all. So today I wanted to discuss a pretty weird canceled project and also just some brand new news. Today we're here to talk about the canceled Black Superman film. Yep, at one point Warner Brothers wanted to make a Black Superman film. Um, and this was before James Gunn took over the DCU, right? Or the DCU, and obviously with the release of Superman recently, it kind of comes at weird timing, especially since this was officially announced. But this was during that weird time period where Warner Brothers really didn't know what to do with their DCU universe, and they kind of just threw every idea at the wall to see what stuck. And I think it was a few years back in like 2021, they announced that they were going to be making a Black Superman movie. At the time, J.J. Abrams' production company Bad Robot was going to produce the film, with Abrams attached as producer. Um, they also got a screenwriter attached to write a script for this movie. I'm just going to say his last name, Coates, and he wrote a screenplay for it. Now, there wasn't actually any actors or directors attached to this film. They did apparently, Michael B. Jordan was, like, I guess, approached by DC, or he approached DC to in discussion for a potential role. I guess there was some interest in him about playing like a Black Superman, which I would honestly be down for because I think he's such a great actor. I think he could actually do a role like this. And also a lot of fan casting showed him as the Black Superman too when that was announced. So kind of makes some sense. Like I said, there was never a director attached at any point. And what this movie was actually going to be, well, this is where things get a bit weird, right? And when you think of a Black Superman, you usually would think of, well, not Kal-El, right? It wouldn't be just the normal Superman. It probably would be something else, like like in Action Comics there was that other multiverse Superman where he was like the president and stuff, like a different take on the character, but still like a Black Superman, if that makes any sense. Well, this movie was basically not gonna do that. Apparently, from what we know, and like I said, as far as I know, there's not a script out leaked online. But apparently, the premise was gonna feature, it was gonna do an alternate universe where Kal-El is black, and that Superman would, instead of crash landing somewhere in like modern day, like in most continuities, instead would crash land in the civil rights era, and that's it. So we're basically gonna get a Superman movie in the civil rights era, which I'm sure, it's a Black Superman. It's going to be filled with themes of racism and segregation and all that stuff, right? We're going to get into the whole theming of that, which, I don't know. On paper, maybe it sounds good. And like I said, the script hasn't leaked online for this movie, but at the same time, I just don't think that necessarily sounds like a good idea. I don't know why they would name it. I don't know why you wouldn't just do another version of Kal-El. They should just make an original character at that point, since it's so drastically different to the main Superman that we know. And I don't know how to feel about a Superman, where the story is taking place during a period of time in U.S. history where, it's a segregation period and there was tons of racism and all that. Like, I guess there could be potential for a great Superman story. But if anything, if you're going to do like a Superman story about like him dropping in the past, I wouldn't drop him in this era of U.S. history, because I would drop him in like the 30s or 40s, because if you don't remember, Superman kind of started out as a champion of the oppressed, like more of like a social worker, like a guy who fought for unions. So I don't know. It's, to me, it doesn't sound like a great premise, but then again, I haven't really read a script, so I don't know how good it is. But just recently, and the reason I'm making this video is because Warner Brothers canceled the film. Now, the reasoning for this was very interesting. The CEO, Zaslav, right, apparently canceled the film a few years back. I think it was like in 2023, 2022. I mean, it was definitely canceled by the time James Gunn came in and started his DCU. I know that he said some comments about this project. He said that he appreciated the writer, but he hadn't read the script, and that the potential for a Black Superman movie is still out there. Like, it's not like idea is like completely dead or anything. But yeah, he said the possibility is still there, but it most likely won't happen, which I definitely agree with his logic. I don't see it happening anytime soon, if at all. Just because I just don't think that's where the market is right now for Superman and other movies related to DC right now, right? I think they're more focused on building up James Gunn's universe. But back to what I was saying earlier, Warner Brothers canceled the film, and Zaslav actually kind of gave a specific reasoning. He basically canceled the film because the film was apparently going to be too woke, and that was one of the main reasons why the film never happened. That's a very strange thing, especially to say in terms of a canceled movie. It was too woke. So I don't know, maybe the script was that bad. I don't know. But overall, yeah, that was my quick thoughts on this Black Superman film that we almost could have gotten from DC. Kind of mixed on this one, to be honest with you, and maybe we dodged a bullet by not having it. But overall, that was my quick thoughts, and that was the canceled Black Superman film. Have a good day. Peace, y'all.